9 million jobs in his term in office. Donald Trump has the worst record of job loss of any president.
That was a global pandemic.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Welcome back to Tracking That, a channel where we try to track what liberals are saying but end up not being able to as usual, and in this video I'm going to show you just how nasty Nancy Pelosi can get. Nancy Pelosi was in a 10-minute interview with MSNBC's Katy Tur, and the interview was going fine up until Nancy went on a babbling rant about how Trump, so-called, lost the most jobs in the history of any president, even though local governments closed their state due to the COVID-19 scamdemic. And if you remember Katy Tur, she was one of the interviewers back in 2015 that really showcased Trump's personality and how the entire campaign was going to run. Let me know if you can recall this.
International diplomacy is a delicate thing. You have to watch what you say, and how can anybody expect that you're going to be able to get into the White House and watch your mouth when you were so widely panned for these Mexico comments? How are you going to be able to hold your tongue and not piss off other countries?
Do you want to change the word? Are you allowed to use that word on television?
And not anger other countries.
So go take a look at it.
The research says the crime does not match what you're saying. The research, the Pew research, which is independent, says.
Don't be naive. You're a very naive person.
The Pew research says that there are, for immigrants on the whole,
Come on, try getting it out. Try getting it out.
I'll get it out.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to put this on television, but you don't even know what you're talking about. Try getting it out. Go ahead.
Immigrants commit less crime than U.S.-born citizens.
Okay.
There are less immigrants in our jails than...
You know what?
This established Trump as one of the biggest alpha dogs of all time, completely ran this interview, telling her she can't swear in her own interview, and mocking her lack of competence. Oh, the good old 2015 days. But I have to give credit where credit is due. I respect when biased journalists question their own side. Sometimes when your own side says such ridiculous things, you just have to call them out. I'm not going to make you watch the 10-minute interview. It was a whole lot of Nancy Pelosi not answering the question on what Biden should do on the civil unrest on the college campuses. Some BS about January 6th as usual, and how Trump is a threat to democracy. Yeah, real original talking points, I know. And she kind of just rambled on, but she rambled so far that she had to be called out by even Katy Tur.
And Joe Biden is doing that. Created 9 million jobs in his term in office. Donald Trump has the worst record of job loss of any president. So we just have to make sure people know.
That was a global pandemic.
He had the worst record of any president. We've had other concerns in our country. If you want to be an apologist for Donald Trump, that may be your role, but it ain't mine. And he has the worst. I don't think that anybody can accuse me of that.
Calling her an apologist for Donald Trump is like calling Alex Jones a Biden supporter. We could see her neck vein from a mile away with how irritated she was, but yes, the election is in full force, so because they have no argument on Joe Biden's accomplishments, which, please, anyone that knows a Biden supporter, please ask for his accomplishments, and you'll probably get a lot of stuttering and then an awkward transition on how Trump is a bad person. They have to make things up, mislead statistics, or even start civil unrest like a George Floyd level. Luckily, the civil unrest right now are more Democrat problems, so they're probably strategizing right now what they can do to spark emotional outrage on Trump again. So far, the fake felonies aren't working. But anyways, to wrap up this video, I posted an incredibly unbiased, reliable poll, or should I say as reliable as any far-left poll, on what Biden's true accomplishments are. Make sure you submit yours. There's a long list here, and so far staying alive this long is his biggest.